Hello Aries, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is for the week ahead. Aries, welcome to the weekend. How you doing? I hope you're well. Thanks for stopping in here, my fire family. We are looking at a 9-card draw this week. Aries, if you've never been here before, welcome. We have a lot of Aries energy here, and I myself am an Aries Taurus cusp. So we are going to read for the week ahead. If you've never been here before, welcome, by the way. I'm always reading for the week ahead. So whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, whenever it finds you or whenever you trip across it, it could resonate. We're not all at the same place at the same time in our lives, so it can't resonate for all of you. But it doesn't mean it may not resonate with you further into the future. All right, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how to find a deal on a private read. And then we are going to talk about how you can find the extended if you're interested. Aries, let's find out what's going on. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. The 9-card draw is what we're doing for you. Tell me about Aries. All right, that one's not going in. We've got 6 of Wands energy here. We've got the Hierophant. Fighting for your stability. It feels like you're going to get it, Aries. I feel like right now things are a little bit wobbly for you, is what it feels like. Things like your fire energy is a little bit wobbly. It feels like you're trying to do something, complete something, go get something, trying to get a victory in something, and I feel like it's on wobbly legs. And I'm just saying that because this particular depiction of the 6 of Wands does show us the Colosseum, and so, you know, that's the place in Rome where, you know, they would bring 2 people out of jail or whatever, and they would fight, right, to the death in front of the kings and queens just for entertainment, essentially. And so I feel like, yeah, it does feel like you feel like people are watching you struggle and not really doing anything to help you. And I want to say that I feel like just from these 2 cards that the struggle is what's going to bring you to the Hierophant energy. This is Taurus energy, and it doesn't mean that you have to have a Taurus placement, but what it represents is tradition and stability and structure and, following a doctrine, whether that's yours or if someone else's that you choose. And it feels like you will accomplish this stability here, Aries, but it is going to take a breakthrough of sorts. Your happiness is coming, and I feel like this stability of your spiritual self is what is at risk here, but it is something that I feel like you're willing to fight for. Because the 6 of Wands is about finding the victory after the fight and after the war, I feel like somebody here is about to have some sort of a breakthrough in your stability. Now, when we're talking about the Hierophant, it could be spiritual. It could be something that has to do with traditions in your family or your lineage. It could have something to do with corporation or institution. The Hierophant is both of those as well. Let's find out what else is going on for Aries. We've got the Ace of Wands. We called out Aries, and there we go. So it looks like there is, I feel like you're feeling like your back is against the wall, or that you've been blocked from your spiritual energy. The thing is I feel like it's almost been under the surface, building, and boom, all of a sudden you're the Hierophant. Do you know what I mean? It feels like you're not really seeing the progress that you've been making spiritually or in the workplace or through your stability. I feel like it comes all at once. It's like someone walks into the room and flips on the light and there's the Hierophant. You know what I mean? We've got the Queen of Pentacles here. At the center of everything, we've got the Page of Cups. So it does really feel like someone walks into the room and flips on the light after being in the dark for a while. The sun comes out, right? And I feel like it's a surprise or a shock. There is something that's snapping into stability here. So if you are a person who has been feeling like things are a little bit on the rocks, or you've been feeling blocked from your abundance or blocked from your stability, I feel like, boom, here it comes. That's what it feels like. But you know what? Right now, the moon is moving into Taurus, right? The moon is moving into Taurus, and the opposite sign of Taurus is Scorpio, and the sun is in Scorpio, and we are in Scorpio season. Now, for me, like, I'm not an astrologer, but I am an energy reader, and for me, when those energies are opposing each other, it is something that changes overnight. It goes from light to dark or dark to light. And I think for you, it's going from dark to light is what it feels like here. Somebody walks into a dark room, throws on the light, and it's shocking. And before you can really do anything about it, you've got to be able to focus, right? Your eyes have to adjust. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is telling me that that's the person who, although they are, this is Capricorn energy. And so this person is although they are very stable and secure, is somebody who still has the ability to have a little bit of wiggle room, or, it's a cardinal sign, but it's mutability, I'm going to say. The ability to be a little bit flexible in the way that you move, in the way that you think. So I feel like something is changing suddenly for you here because of a breakthrough. It's like you see the sun, and the sun is, in fact, in Scorpio season. So the sun is in Scorpio, so I think that it's going to be in the Scorpio season that this takes place. For some of you, it will be in the week ahead. Please understand that not all of us are at this place right now where this breakthrough is showing up. And so for some of you, it's going to happen sometime in Scorpio season. We've got the Three of Swords here. We've got the Five of Wands. And we've got the King of Wands. Okay, it feels like there is... Okay, Charlie is my guide, by the way. Charlie just said uprising. There's an uprising. It feels like you're taking control of something. But I think that you're taking control of something in a moment's notice. Like you walk into the room, flip on the light and say, okay, I'm in charge here. This is what's going down right now. It feels like it's out of wisdom, it's out of growth, but I don't think that you've been noticing your growth. I'm going to say you haven't really been noticing your growth, and all of a sudden one day you flip on the light and there you are, the Hierophant, the King of Wands. So we've got 6 wands, 7 and 8, one in the hand of the King of Wands as well. Something is about to move forward here. For some of you, it's going to be financial, or it's going to be better health. The Queen of Pentacles is stability, planning, doting. This is the CEO of the zodiac, right? This is Capricorn energy, but of course Taurus and Virgo as well, because we're in a general reading. But this is stability. Whether it's stability in your health, your wealth, your material wealth, possibly your workplace. It feels like something in the 3D is about to snap into stability here. I'm going to put down a couple of cards so we can see what's going on under the surface. Tell me what's going on under the surface for Aries, please. I've got the Death card in the reverse. Okay. Look, when the Death card is in the reverse for me, it feels like somebody has been tiptoeing around death or tiptoeing around transformation. I don't really want things to change. I just want what I want. Give me the thing that I want. I don't want to have to go through the lessons, go through the changes, go through the pain of the growing pains, right? Somebody here just wants what they want, and the universe has got you in a deadlock. I want to say we're in an arm wrestle where nobody's winning, and I feel like the Death card in the reverse is telling me the universe is waiting for you to back down, is waiting for you to transform or agree to let go of something before you move forward here. So you're on the precipice of change, but I think you're fighting it. I think that you're going to be very surprised that when the lights go on or when you have the breakthrough, you're going to realize that you're at the King of Wands energy here. And I feel like it's this King of Wands energy is something that you've been striving for, but you don't realize that you're already there until the breakthrough comes or the lights go on. But it does feel like you've been fighting this transformation all along. Tell me more. And we've got the 6 of Pentacles. So 6 of Pentacles, right? Reciprocal energy sometimes. Sometimes it's really about you giving out more than you're getting back. There's somebody here who has an Ace of Pentacles in hand, so it feels like you're ready to have a new beginning in something. You're ready to invest in something. Maybe it's a friendship, whatever's going to give you reciprocal energy here, something that you're willing to invest in. But first, I feel like you've got to speak up. The Queen of Swords is kind of the hardest queen. The Queen and the King of Swords are the hardest ones to learn because it means losing friends, drawing boundaries. It means that you've got to say what's on your mind, and you need to find a diplomatic way to say it so as not to completely crush the hopes and dreams and friendships around you, but you have to be honest and truthful anyway. And so I feel like with this Queen of Swords looking directly at the Death card, that is really not a coincidence. I feel like the Queen of Swords knows that when somebody here, whether you're a feminine or a masculine that I'm speaking with, I think that you know that when you speak up, something's going to end. That's what it feels like. And so I feel as though with the death card in the reverse that you've been putting off some sort of a transformation for a while, because you know that when you change, everything changes, Aries. And although you are a leader, you are the leader, right, of the zodiac, and you're usually a leader type personality, I feel like you don't necessarily want something to change, because I feel like you've become comfortable in the reciprocal energy that you've been getting from other people, but it's time for you to level up, friend. It looks like it's time for you to level up, and you're not exactly comfortable with the level up. Or maybe it's the timing. Maybe you're comfortable with the level up, but it's not coming at the most optimum time. And you know what? The universe doesn't care. You're on a schedule, man. You're on a schedule, and you gotta keep moving, friend. And I think that's what's going on here. Let's clarify just a little bit. Let's talk about the sun turning on here. I feel like there's a breakthrough coming, and it feels like it's even a shock to you. It feels like it's a surprising shock, but it's good news. Look, it's good news. We're not talking about anything that's terrible. The Page of Cups is going to make you heart happy. It's going to make you emotionally happy. But nonetheless, I feel like it is a surprise to you even. One day you wake up and look in the mirror, and all of a sudden you're wearing a crown, like you're the King of Wands. And you know, the thing is that the King of Wands is born out of hardship, is born out of resilience, is born out of, you know, walking through the fire. So I feel like you've been so focused on walking through the fire here that you haven't noticed that you've grown. You haven't noticed that you've grown in this wisdom here with the King of Wands. Tell me about the sun. We've got the Queen of Wands here. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So the Queen of Wands is independent, right? The Queen of Wands is doing it by themselves, is somebody who is resilient, and just, even though they keep getting pushed down, scraping their knees, they just tape up their knees and keep moving. This is somebody who has experienced a lot of hardship and is sitting on the throne in spite of everything that's gone on. And I think that one day when you get up and look in the mirror, you realize that all the hardship that you've been going through, Aries, all that you've been carrying is leading up to this. The Five of Swords is here. And so it does feel like you've been fighting your way through the darkness in order to get to the sun. The Queen of Wands tells me that this is the only way to do it. Like, the Queen of Wands is never going to let you stop doing it, because it's resilience, right? I'm never going to let you stop moving. Even if somebody pushes you down, I'm just going to help you back up again, and we're going to keep going till we get to the end here. We've got the Ace of Wands. That's your energy, right? Ace of Wands. So I feel like there is something here on the other side of the sun that requires your attention. It almost seems like a bit of a reward or a wish fulfillment with the Ace of Wands, because this is the beginning of something. It feels like, I'm going to say right now, if it's become really hard for you, it's because you're at the edge of change, changing of a vibration, changing of a job, changing of your friendship group. And the reason that you don't want to sort of exercise your Queen of Swords energy is because you know that the Queen of Swords draws boundaries, some really tough ones where we've really got to be honest and truthful with what I really want here. I think that you've been, not wanting this, you've been trying to avoid this change here, but I'm telling you that with the Page of Cups here, it's a good change. You're going to see that this is a good change for you, Aries. So what have you been fighting? Why have you been fighting it? Because the Ace of Wands is here and the Ace of Wands is here. I said what I said. You're planning on making some sort of change here, but you know that when you do it, you're going to have to let go of something here. Tell me about the Six of Wands. We've got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. So fighting for it, wanting it, and getting through the hardship is actually going to change you. The Five of Pentacles is here with the Queen of Pentacles. You go from the Five to the Queen. It feels like this. You go from being on the outside looking in to having complete and total control and stability in your life here. The Seven of Wands is here. Again, we've got, we're repeating energies, right? We're repeating energies now. And it feels like there is something that has been blocking you. And I feel like it was a feeling of, I can't do this. It's too hard. It's just too friggin' hard. But I think that you're being born into the Hierophant energy right now, Aries, is what it feels like. We've got the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands here. I think that when you finally realize that you are wearing the King, that you are in this King of Wands energy here, I feel like you've gone through the heartache and heartbreak. You've gone through not really trusting yourself. The Five of Wands is indecision, fighting it. It feels like you've been, it feels like this last push. It's, yes, right. I don't know if it's appropriate, but I'm now seeing somebody who's having a baby, right? And for anybody who's had a baby, sorry guys, but for anybody who's had a baby, you know that what that last push feels like, right? It's just, it's the worst. You think you're going to die, but you don't. You're actually reborn here into the King of Wands energy. So tell me what the benefits are, because the Queen of Coins, I feel, and the Hierophant are what you're being rewarded. You're being rewarded with some sort of stability in your spiritual life, your health, money, a job, something like that. You're not going through all of this for nothing, is what I'm saying here. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Cups. So again, you've got to detach from expectation, I think, but also emotions. It feels like there's something here that needs to be done in Pentacles, which is practicality. I'm just going to get it done because it's the right thing to do. I've got the analytics. I've got the numbers. It's like we're graphs, Excel sheets. Like we're doing it out of practicality here. And I feel like you have to take the emotion out of it before you can move forward to whatever this is. We've got the Hermit energy. So I feel like you spend some time here in Hermit energy wondering when is the best time to do this, because I know it needs to be done. I think the universe is kind of forcing your hand here. We've got the Nine of Wands, and you know that it's going to cause hardship with some of the people around you. You are leaving your Nine of Wands. You're going to the Ten of Wands. We've got the Ace here. 9 and 1 is 10. That means that you're dropping whatever has been weighing heavy on you. And I think what's been weighing heavy on you is, how do I make this change? What do I have to leave behind? So that's for those of you who are quitting the job you've been at for 15 years and you've got tenure and holidays. And I feel like somebody here is making a really big change in their life. Maybe you're making a huge change in your diet or the way that you treat your body. It feels like somebody here is making a really big decision that they've been thinking about for a while. And I think the Hermit energy is really what's been holding you back. But I think that you forced yourself into the Hermit energy in the Five of Pentacles because the Death card is in the reverse. I think that you didn't want to really do this. Okay, look, we're going to go into the extended and we're going to talk more about this. We're going to talk about how this turns upright, because it feels like you are going to be telling the truth about something. Yeah, in a moment of alchemy here. Temperance is here. You've got to make something even. Look, it brings the Wheel of Fortune. Everything moves forward after this. This feels like the last push out of an old cycle into a new one. But look, today is November the 1st as I do this reading, and that is the 11th month of the first day. This is 111 today. And so this does not shock me that this is, it's a reading about rebirth and being at the beginning of something again. So even though I don't care if you're 95 years old, it feels like you are being birthed again. So this is what's constantly going to go through. You're never going to be finished with the growth. And so I feel like you're in this place where you're just about ready to move into a new vibration of sorts, a new spiritual vibration, a new vibration of wisdom, whatever it is. We're going to talk more about that in the extended. Look, if you want to be in the extended with us, please look at the top of the comments. There is one comment that is pinned up there. It'll tell you how to find this if you want to purchase this extended outright, or if you would like at least 4 extendeds in a month, please come to the membership area. The link is there. If you're interested in a private read right now, I do have a sale on for the live reads, which are between 5 and 75% off if you'd like to speak with me over the phone or face-to-face. Thank you for all of those of you who have booked for the pre-recorded readings. That sale is over. It ended at midnight on the 31st, so I'm no longer offering the 10% off the pre-recorded readings, but you're still welcome to book them. I'm still taking private reads. All right, bottom of the deck here. 4 cups. There's going to be something here that you've got to reject, and I think that's the hardest part. And the Lovers is here. So you may even have to reject a relationship, a marriage, something that you really love, or something that you would have chosen otherwise. There's something here you must reject in order to move forward. We're going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, that's where we'll be. I'm going to go for now. Thank you, Aries, for being here and watching. Yeah, I'll go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. See you later. Bye.